We are back with another Age of Mythology point of view retold game, and we're watching Kavoth. I think this is the second video in a row that's starring Kavoth, but he is one of the top players currently, and he's playing Zeus. Now, the reason that I wanted to watch this one is I've seen some of Kavoth's streams, and with Zeus, he seems to want to go for Hermes, and recently people have thought that Hermes isn't quite as good as Athena, because Athena gets those really strong hot plates where you get both upgrades. You get the Sarissa upgrade, which is the one where they get extra range and a bit more hack armor, or a bit more damage. And then the other one where they get the extra pierce armor. So it's basically like you make the hot plates into a completely different unit with those two upgrades. The reason that players don't really go for Hermes is that Hermes with Poseidon is considered quite good because the cavalry get their extra speed, and it just seems to make quite a bit of difference because they're 5.9 speed instead of the 5.5 or 5.6, whatever it is for Zeus and Hades. So I'm expecting that he will go into it against the Isis player, because what you kind of want to do is get some, if you're deciding to go through Hermes, you want to get some cavalry out to either get some early raids done on the Isis player that wants to just sit back and then get to some sort of timing, whether that's like a heroic age timing or a mythic age through like Thoth or Osiris or whatever. So you want to get some damage done. Also, it can be decent to get quite a few Hippocon out and then some Prodromus against the camels that are most likely going to come. Camels for Egyptian are very, very strong currently, so they normally want to go for some sort of camels and chariot archer combo, which the Hippocon, or Hippias as I should say, are good against. But we're on the map Alfheim. This is a very good Isis map because there's a lot of these like little corridors that if you have a few camels and some chariot archers sat back here, then the chariots just can't get touched unless you have to go all the way around this wood line. Bit of an obelisk coming up. I haven't heard of this Aphorus guy, but he is quite high rating, as trying to get a bit of a ghost wall up, but unfortunately puts it a little bit too close. That's probably just how the walls work. The walls, yeah, don't seem to go where you want them to go every time. But one villager plus some Cadus Micro will take down this priest every time, and that's a really nice find. If he would have found it earlier, he could have bolted it. It's a good option to do, but then you don't have it for the Sphinx. But Sphinx does go down pretty quickly to your early hero, or Heracles can chase it down pretty well. But it's always a good use of a bolt there. Also manages to deny the obelisk. Not that big a deal, but it's just nice to stop him putting more obelisks down. Then when he gets his hero out, or his Minotaur or his Centaur, he can go around and snipe some of them off. So what does it look like he is going for this game? It looks like, so we're up for a 4-minute through Hermes. So this is what I thought. I mean, this isn't the standard. This isn't what most people do. But I just, from watching Kavoth's stream, he likes to go for these centaurs. Not just go through Hermes to get the Hippocon, but also to get these centaurs as well. This villager going around the back because she wants to go for this specific tree. Oh, she just walked all the way around. Yeah. Unfortunate there. Hopefully they can cut her free. But it looks like, so he's not going for a second town center. Sorry, I've got him on the wrong side. So he's got 8 on wood. So it looks like he's going for some sort of Hermes into centaurs. Wow, I just completely blanked of the name, even though I've said it like 3 times. So he's just going to get out a couple more centaurs. So centaurs cost 180 wood and I believe 12 favor. We'll find out in a second. So he'll be able to build 1, possibly 2, or 1 in the upgrade. That's probably what he's going for. Well, the upgrade isn't as good as it used to be on Legacy, though. So 180 wood, 14 favor, and he is getting another Centaur and a Heracles. So these 2 early heroes plus 2 Centaurs can do some serious damage, even though the Centaur's been nerfed like 3 times. But as we can see here, the Centaur isn't as fast as the Centaur for the Poseidon player. So the Poseidon player has it at 5.9 speed. Same as the Hippias. Nice little bit of damage there to force those villagers to run off. And he just has to respect it. I assume the Isis player wants to go for a town center with this many here. He can just bolt the Sphinx, which is what he was saving the bolt for, rather than using it on the early priest there. And the Jason, if he's not careful, will get taken out. But another Centaur coming. Should be a Heracles coming forward too. And then we'll have to see what he's doing with his macro here. So he's still got loads on the wood. Not that many on gold. So he's just deciding to go for more Centaurs. Sphinx are coming out, which is going to be very good against the Centaurs, but Heracles, 4.8 speed against 5.3, can kind of chase it down. The priests are going to be able to do some decent damage, but I mean, to the Greek heroes, they just take these down so quick, and the priests are very slow. Doesn't want to take too much tower fire, though. It's interesting. I'm not sure whether that would have been worth it to just run that through, because the thing about Egyptians is even if you get them really low, you can just heal them back up. Another centaur coming, so just constant centaurs, not going for the upgrade. So the upgrade now doesn't give any extra speed. So on the old game, on the original, it would give extra speed, whereas that now comes from Spirited Charge, which is the upgrade for the horses that comes out of the stable. So that actually just gives extra HP, which is good because it makes them more survivable. But if you're a strong player like Kavoth, which is rank 1 on the ladder, then he probably doesn't need that extra survivability because he can keep his centaurs away. He's got four centaurs, now moved some onto gold, so it looks like he's going for his second town center. This is kind of an old strategy that used to happen. Nice scouting here to get on there. Surprised he hasn't got the Winged Messenger Hermes upgrade, where you can get a free Pegasus if you pay your, I think, 3 favor and 50 gold. Very, very cheap. It looks like he just wanted to spend that time getting the centaurs out instead, but he could absolutely go for it now. And now we have enough here to snipe down some units. Gets two villagers, 3 villagers maybe. Oh, unlucky. Some really, really nice dodge there, if that's what the enemy ISIS player was attempting to do. Because this is pre-ballistics, because it's in the classical age, you can dodge arrows. It's very difficult to do for a slow unit. For a fast unit, it's incredibly easy. But for a slow unit like a villager, it is pretty difficult to dodge them. They're 3.8 speed. But notice there's a town center there. This is just map knowledge. This wasn't even scouted. He just knew that there's a town center here, it's one here, probably going to be one here. It's the only place I haven't scouted. Very unlikely to be in this top corner because of the cliffs. So, and it isn't going to spawn next to the other one. So it has to be here or around this area. Just some really nice map knowledge that other players would need to scout fully to see that. Good pull back there. It looks like the ISIS has got a really defensive setup here. Might just be worth trying to go over here to stop him getting this hunt and this gold over here, which I'm assuming is what Kavoth's going to do. He's also got these in box formation, which seems to be something that he does quite a lot with his Terma and with his basically fast archer units. I assume it's just to group them up so they can use their special a little bit better together, but we'll have to see. Manages to get some nice shots off there. Loses one because it was one shot away from dying, and has to run away. Some good defenses with the priests here, but he has got his second town center up, getting that upgrade now. So what does it give? It gives you extra range and extra HP. So the range will be really nice to snipe some bits down, so it goes up to 15 range. And now he has to think about what to do. So as we've seen in his Gaia game, he doesn't put unnecessary buildings down. So if I was just to use all of my hotkeys, so it looks like he's putting a stable down now. That's his first military building that isn't a temple, and walling up the map. Pretty nice thing to do on Alfheim. As we said, there are these little corridors, so any of these little cheeky walls that you can just put down, it's definitely worth it. Didn't see what relics he got, I don't think. God power cost and recharge minus 10%. This is such a nice upgrade. You can't really see it because Bolt's quite an expensive one, but it's just, if you want to reuse God powers, this is such a good relic to have. Even just the choice to get them. And ranged soldiers plus 10%. He might not be going for any currently, unless the centaur counts, but I highly doubt it does. No. So he won't be going for any archers currently. Just against Egyptian, it's not something you want to do unless they're going for like a classical army. But it looks like he might be able to snipe some of these and stop the prosperity for at least a few seconds with that volley. But he's more just taking it away from the enemy player. That's something you want to do in the 1v1s. You want to take away relics that might be good for your opponent. I assume he wins this fight. He can just hit that with the special micro 1 away, but it looks like he's not choosing to do that. Oh, it's because the heroes are coming. But yeah, because the chariot archers are so strong and giving them any extra stats with relics, you just really want to take that away. Just going 3 stables, so he's going pure into the Hippias, knowing that the enemy ISIS player is probably going to get heroic age at some point. We can see that it is coming through, but that's just a kind of standard timing for an ISIS that's gone 2 town centers, or even a delayed 2 town center with a few Sphinx out. So after these walls are up, fully walled up, so not much the enemy player can do in terms of Ancestors Eclipse pushes. He's going to have to go through the wall first, and then that gives Kavoth time to bring his heroes over, bring his centaurs over, which are also decent against enemy myth units, because they have that 2 times multiplier. So they will do very well there. Looks like these are up for later. Looks like he wants to go to the Heroic Age. Heroic Age is good to get that second or third hero out, sorry. Odysseus is the ranged hero for Greeks in Retold are so strong, and if you're against mass myth units of any kind or something like an Ancestors, then you really want your Odysseus out. So deciding to sit back. He's also got Ceasefire, which maybe is why he's gone through this against Isis, because Ceasefire gets rid of 30 seconds of your Ancestors, so that's half of it. Also, the Ancestors take a few seconds to actually spawn in. It says it takes 13 seconds to spawn in, so if you wait those 13 seconds plus 30, you're getting rid of like 3/4 of it. That's very, very strong. Spirited Charge, as we said, getting more movement speed, so he gets 5% movement speed for the Centaur and 10% for the Cav, so they'll be nice and fast, going up to somewhere close to where Poseidon gets it pre-upgrade. So he's prioritizing the upgrades over getting more units out, and then I guess he'll go for heavy cavalry and just go pure cav, but we will have to see. The Spearmen for Isis is the counter to this, I mean, and camels, but Spearmen are the hard counters, but Spearmen, when you've not gone through Anubis to get that extra poison upgrade, they're not really that strong, because it isn't like if you play Ra or Set, you can go through Horus to get those really good Spirit of the 50, Greatest of the 50 Spearmen. So we can see Chariots, Camels, Scorpion Man, Sphinx, an expected combo there, and that's why Kavoth was starting from the front gold mine, and then he can just retreat back to this one. Might even be worth getting some extra the wall upgrade, but it is quite expensive compared to just, I mean, you could get an extra 2 or 3 hippies for that, which is probably what he wants. Odysseus coming out as soon as he advances, as we expected. These guys can run away. He's got a gold mine over here. He was just spreading out to basically not sacrifice his whole gold income. If the enemy Isis player would have attacked this side and all his villagers were there, then he wouldn't have any gold income. So it's just spreading them out, basically. Also deciding to be the one that's attacking on the front foot. Heavy cavalry coming out. Copper armor, which is interesting. So he's more scared of the camels than... Oh, he's already got the pierce armor upgrade. It's something that I like doing too, is getting the armor upgrades before the damage ones. Just, I don't know, it just feels better from a resource standpoint, because you're technically building less units because they die a bit slower. And again, using the box formation here. So the centaurs that have been very strong up till this point are no longer strong because Son of Osiris is down, and Son of Osiris will like 2-hit these guys. They're all low HP. They'll be one shot by the Son of Osiris. So he needs to keep them away from wherever Son of Osiris is. So the Isis doing a really good job of getting the map knowledge with all of these obelisks down. And he's deciding to go for this side because, well, he's pushed off this side gold mine, even though Kavoth has already put the wall back up. We're in a nice play, not just forgotten about it. And then fortress up on this side where the majority of the gold mines are. A little bit of a bait this side, just so he can run all of his units back here and they don't get caught. Sacrificing a bit of HP, and even a hippie is there to get these back for free. Anything where you can distract your opponent, you definitely want to do. Odysseus is out somewhere. He's also can ceasefire whenever he wants. I mean, you kind of want to wait for that Ancestors Eclipse, but you might just have to do it to get your units out. He needs to run these centaurs back. And yeah, this is when the ceasefire will come through, or at least will come through when these guys pop out a little bit. Does he have all of his heroes? He has all his heroes. Only Jason's half HP, but Jason's the worst of all of them. He has really big bonus multiplier. Maybe he'll use it just before the fortress goes down. Probably a good play. Or with 30 seconds left. Just personal preference when you use that ceasefire, really. It's also deciding to go through Hera. So if he ceasefires just before the Hera comes through, when there's 30 seconds left, and then you would expect Isis to come and want to attack, and then you can drop that Lightning Storm and take care of the majority of units. Yeah, 23 seconds left. Had the army there. Nice ceasefire. Why not? These guys are a bit out of position, this gold mine. But yeah, I'm assuming he'll run back. You just need to start running back now, which is exactly what he's doing. Don't even drop that gold off. And what is he building? He's not building any more units, which is up. There we go. Now he's spamming them out. Maybe he was waiting for their heavy cap to come through, and he's just like, nah, I just want more units. Although heavy and champion upgrades are ridiculously strong, so I don't blame him for wanting to get those out a bit sooner. Now the ISIS player seems to have backed off, which isn't good for the hero incoming, but there is about 30 seconds left on that, so might be able to catch them out. Champion chariot archers, which is why the Hippias are out, should be the counter to champion chariots. Some double walls coming up to stop this gold mine. Also has a cheeky Hippias here, so he can use the underworld passage whenever he wants. It's nice to kind of get him in on the backside on this back gold mine. Lightning Storm on the bulk of units here. I don't know how much damage it does to the Son of Osiris, but it looks like Lightning Storm's forgotten that it wants to work. Or he did it on the backside, so when the units retreat, they get a little bit more attacked. Son of Osiris can run inside the building, though. And most of these are trying to get inside the building, but Lightning Storm did a decent amount of damage there. It's not ridiculous. It isn't as good as Implode or any of those, because it was nerfed just after the game came out. I think the first patch nerfed Lightning Storm. Champion Cav coming out. I've got Bellerophon here as well. Bellerophon against those mummies can just jump in, deal so much damage. The Medusa against the mummies as well. But it looks like he's just sitting back, waiting to get his upgrades, waiting to get his strong units out, and then he can push. He's dealt with the strongest Isis timing, which is always Ancestor's Eclipse. So now the ball should really be in the Zeus court with what to do. Zeus has a very strong late game, especially with that underworld that he can go for. Got 123 favor in the bank, so I'm not sure if he's saving that up for something special or whether he wants to start building things out. Myth units are kind of a waste because Son of Osiris is just so strong. Trying to get in here, Mummy taken out in 2 hits. The jump plus the bit. Bolt on something. I didn't see. I think that was the second mummy. So that's 2 mummies down. Sphinx gets petrified as well. Son of Osiris being pushed back. Hippias against these. He's got decent upgrades still. And they're just off. The sound of chariots falling is very nice. Even though I'm an Isis player, Isis is just a bit too strong right now. So it's nice to hear that. Looks like maybe there isn't enough Migdals up for the production for the Isis player. But Son of Osiris running away needs to get some good micro off to be able to kill these. There's so many low HP Hippocon. If the Son of Osiris can get some nice micro done, so these will go down very, very quickly. Just because he does divine damage and there's nothing you can really do. You can't get any upgrades to stop that, except Champion, which is already in. This Hippias down here ran away from the market just so he wasn't spotted, even though he's standing next to the wall. But I don't think the wall has any line of sight anymore. Son of Osiris down to 100 HP. Darting in and out to take care of these. Oh, last minute change target. That Medusa should have definitely gone down. But it looks like the overwhelming force of this Zeus army is definitely going to take care of that Son of Osiris and this whole setup. Unless there's a lot of Migdals back there. Son of Osiris goes down. Now the advantage is definitely for the Zeus. Loads of gold mines to choose from. Not a problem where that's concerned. And just queuing Hippias constantly, maybe even deciding to get some more upgrades would be a decent idea. But he's definitely in the driver's seat now. Third town center to get more population, because he's already at 100 villagers. More there, only there for the population really, just so he can get more of these Hippias out. I think people have shied away from the Hippias just because the hoplites are so strong. But against chariots, the Hippias should just be good. Camels, though, camels deal with them very well with this 2x damage multiplier against them. And that's why the Prodromus are out. All the upgrades too, as we were saying. And just a little harassment. A champion unit against any amount of villagers is just very, very strong. You need a lot to take that out. And he can even go up to a 4-town center if he really wants to. Kind of overpush with those, but it's alright. Taking out all of the units here, getting the front gold mines rather than doing the back ones first. Scorpion Man, what a quick bolt that was. That's what he's saving his favor for. Some extra bolts. These are heavy camel riders. They're not as good as the champion Hippias, but I mean, they are counter units, so you just got to be worried a little bit. But the two Prodromus, I guess, were enough. Here come the rest of the Prodromus there, and then just some extra raids coming in. I mean, this is why the horses are strong. They're good at raiding. When the game first came out, everyone went Hippias, everyone went all of the horse units just because the raiding was so strong because nobody knew what to do. And I think they are still good. I just think they're underused. It looks like the Isis is out of gold. I mean, there is this one down here that was getting harassed, but he wants to go up to this gold mine. But already shutting that down. And that's it. That is a win for Kavoth. So it's really well played. It's just a completely different playstyle to what most people do. They want to go through Athena, get those restorations, the hot plates that are super buff hot plates that can take down the buildings, whatever. But I think this was a really nice showing. And then when the Son of Osiris came down, he could then start to go into myth units, but he just decided to just be like, no, I'm just going to use bolts, extra bolts. But yeah, well played by Kavoth, and I'll see you in the next one.